his donation. And for $50, Gabby Smith, what will Byron be receiving from us?
Yes, Byron, you will be getting the Quarter Candles sample set, which smells really good, by the way.
Oh,
so
man.
that'll be wonderful.
Delish.
Thank you.
Yes. And then let's see, we have an anonymous donation. This person attends St. Mary in Franklin, Louisiana. Good morning to you. A $50 donation, and you'll get the set of quarter candles. These are like the little tea candles, but I think they burn for 4 hours. I went to the website, and it's a long burning, and the delightful aroma, whatever it is, the scent, and there are 6 different scents in this sample pack. It will last all the way to when the flame goes out. It's just delightful. Quartercandles.com if you want to find out more. Anna Camacho is a friend of Catholic Community Radio, and so we've kind of partnered with her to bring you these candles. Damien, you know Anna very well. Yeah, it's amazing that she is a nurse practitioner and then started.
Got the calling to
candles
to do God's work by way of candles.
Yeah, what is so unique about that though? These candles, the scents are named after saints.
Right. And she is currently working on the scent for St. Francis. She hasn't quite come up with it yet. She prays on it. Well, so far she said the inspiration is cedar.
I was about to say something outdoorsy.
And I told her manure to go along with it, since he loved to stay in the stable. But she had the same reaction, so she said, no, maybe I ought to keep praying.
Would you burn that? No, but would you burn that in your house? Okay.
I had to say that.
I know, but I'm just saying,
I'm
would
never
you?
serious. But St. Francis did sleep with the animals, so that if you want a true scent, you just have to burn it outside. That's all. You'd keep the mosquitoes away, I bet. And in Louisiana, it might be a hot
That would
cellar.
keep anyone away.
Well, that's right. That'd be part of it. So
That would give me away.
anyway, I hate to. I don't mean to make light of it, but no. They do. Here's the secret. She puts the fragrance all the way through with the different waxes. It's a 20-step process.
Oh, wow.
Okay? It's not like you just melt some stuff and you put it in a little jar and you're done.
Right.
There's a process that she goes through, and more importantly, the scent goes all the way down to the bottom of the candle till all the wax is gone. Unlike what you find in a lot of department stores, they put the scented part of the wax, the top maybe quarter inch.
Right.
So when you're in the store, you smell, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Then you bring it home, and an hour and a half later, you can't smell anything.
Right,
It's just a
right.
candle.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Hers scents go all the way through to the bottom.
Yeah,
So
I'm a candle snob, so I know exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah.
I like them smelling the whole house all day
my
long.
wife does
yeah.
too. And I've looked on them too.
Yeah.
And so anyway, you get the right candle for the right person. You never. I ordered the Padre Pio candle.
I did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So, I'm looking forward to
the-
seeing what that's going to smell like.
Yeah, the aroma. I know it has coffee and
Coffee. I didn't know he was a coffee drinker, but apparently, coffee, and I think what was it? Sanctity. I don't know what.
Yes.
I didn't know sanctity had a smell.
Maybe the smell that came from his stigmata. Is that what the candle?
Oh, okay. Then
Says
it's
Scott
like a
Smith,
rose
who has just
smell.
walked in.
Yeah, you see.
Scott L. Smith.
So that's who's going to be with us. But anyway, finish up and
Yes.
then we'll get to
No,
Scott.
that was it. It's a wrap up. So, Scott, since you just stepped in here, Scott Smith, a fine underwriter of Catholic Community Radio and sponsor, you have the phone number there that folks can call in so they can be a part of this drive time.
Absolutely, I do.
Good.
That number for
Always
drive
ready.
time is 855-341-5199. 855-341-5199.
Nicely done.
Awesome.
All right, Gabby.
Yes, okay. Scott Smith joins us, Catholic attorney, co-author of Consecration to St Joseph for Children and Families. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, and you brought something with you into the studio.
I think it looks like half his library.
Yeah. Tell us what you have.
So, yeah, I've got some Consecration of St Joseph for Children and Families copies, giveaways for donors today. I've got 3 of those. I've got my own as a cheat sheet.
Okay.
I've got 3 of those, and then I've also just some other things I've published over the years. Pray the Rosary with John Paul II.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, this takes he went on a Jubilee pilgrimage to Holy Land, and all his encyclicals just happened to be all his homilies from that pilgrimage just happened to be at the sites of the Rosary. So
Wow.
Really?
it just happens
That's
to go
cool.
together pretty well as a book.
Yeah.
And speaking of, y'all have Hallow as a sponsor,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So Hallow just did a Marian consecration, consecration of Mary, the St. Louis de Montfort form, and they used this book. I had retranslated that Marian consecration for the Men of the Immaculata Men's Conference,
Right.
And they were like, "Well, let's use that one." So,
Hey, that's incredible.
so I've got a copy of that. If there's a donation made, I also have. I did a reprint of the Story of a Soul. St. Therese of Lizia, her autobiography, her spiritual biography, because she is awesome.
Well,
Yes.
and wasn't her feast day recently?
It was
Yeah, it's like-
October 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming up on
and
JP2s.
October being the month of Mary, the Rosary is very appropriate. And I didn't even know there was a Pray the Rosary with St. John Paul II. I'm looking for. I actually will probably like to get a copy of that.
I'll make sure you get one.
Yeah.
So what would you like to do, Scott? So we have all these books here. So what is the incentive here for callers to donate
Well,
to get these books?
I'll tell you what, while you think about that, Scott, because as you know, things have to be done in order around here,
Yep.
Gabby. Let's talk to
I
Sharon,
know.
and we'll find out, okay, whatever giving level is, and then what book. That way the operators know whenever you call in,
right.
they know, okay, they're calling, and they're going to get the book. So, all right, so let's take care of that bit of business during the break, all right?
All right,
Okay.
sounds good.
We'll
I'll
do that,
stop.
and then we'll let everybody know when we come back after the break.
All right, sounds good. And we're about to go to a break too. But briefly, we're going to be talking about the wonderful incentives you'll be getting when you do donate to Drivetime. So all donations of $50 or more, you will receive a corded candles sample set. All donations of $250 or more, you will receive a Madonna and Child holy water font, as well as a sample set of the candles. All donations of $500 or more, you will receive a 1-year membership for the Hallow app, the holy water font, and the candle set. And all donations of $1,000 or more, you will receive a Miraculous Metal Gold Oval Pendant, as well as a Hallow membership, the holy water font, and the sample set. So call today 855-341-5199 or ccradio.help. Let's also talk about the Coffee Club real quick before we head to break. So the Coffee Club is $1 a day, which equals to $30 a month. And when you join the Coffee Club, you will get 1 bag of coffee or 1 bag of K-Cups. Please let us know which one you would like. 1 travel tumbler and a mug set.
Nice.
A beautiful copy of Beautiful Hope. It is a beautiful copy. And also a signed print of Our Lady of Prompt Succor by Jacob Zumo. So join today and call us 855-341-5199 or ccradio.help. Stay with us more with Scott Smith, Damien Collado, and myself right after the break. You're listening to Drive Time.
St. Mary's Books and Gifts, the little bookstore with a big heart and a thirsting desire to spread the good news. 225-272-4030. Laura Manderfield Krantz Gifts St. Mary's Books and Gifts is a longtime supporter of Catholic Community Radio. St. Mary's Books and Gifts, located on the corner of Florida and Sherwood Forest Boulevard. 225-272-4030. St. Mary's Books and Gifts.
Hi, I'm Chad Olivier, Certified Financial Planner, CEO of Olivier Group. My wife Rose and I and our 4 sons are parishioners of St. George Catholic Church. Olivier Group was founded in 2002 with the goal of helping families with all aspects of financial planning to protect your family. We do this by using a team approach with a personal touch, always acting in the client's best interest. Life by design, not by default. Visit our website at oliviergroup.com.
Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, CWM, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor.
PillPrint.com.
South Louisiana's own online print shop.
PillPrint.com.
For your school or business printing, mailing, banners, and promotional items.
PillPrint.com.
PillPrint.com is proud to support Catholic Community Radio.
PillPrint.com.
Security is knowing that your payment was processed, your check deposited, your business handled. At Home Bank, we offer the technology you need to have peace of mind wherever you are. So go on, roam, wander. You have the freedom. With Home Bank's mobile app and account notifications, you'll never have to wonder what's happening with your money. We have the tech you expect and the service you deserve. For over 112 years, we've been good for business, good for life. Home Bank, member FDIC.
What does it take to become a St. Michael High warrior? 6th, 7th, and 8th grade prospective students and their families are invited to find out during the St. Michael the Archangel High School Open House. Wednesday, October 26th from 4 to 7 p.m. Come discover the difference in Catholic education and why you should join the St. Michael family. Reserve your tour now at smhsbr.org. That's smhsbr.org.
Hi, I'm Chloe with Fisher & Sons Jewelers at the corner of West Esplanade and Transcontinental in Metairie, and we are proud supporters of Catholic Community Radio. With a wide selection, we have custom-made jewelry during those special times in the life of any Catholic. From baptismal and First Communion rosaries, confirmation gifts, and that special matrimonial engagement ring, or even a simple but special holy medal for a birthday or anniversary. Fisher & Sons Jewelers in Metairie, where the unusual is commonplace.
Lord Wellington Investments is owned by Greg Kennedy, CPA, a longtime friend and supporter of Catholic Community Radio. Lord Wellington Investments serves all of your investment, financial, and tax needs in South Louisiana. From 401k rollovers to financial and tax planning, it's Lord Wellington Investments. Greg Kennedy says, invite others to join you in listening to Catholic Community Radio. Lord Wellington Investments, 225-292-5118.
I'm Scott L. Smith, estate planning attorney, and I'm an underwriter of Catholic Community Radio. I help individuals, families, and businesses with estate planning and successions, creating wills, trusts, and powers of attorney, with offices in Baton Rouge and New Roads. I'm a husband, father of 5, Catholic author, and Grand Knight of the Knights of Columbus in New Roads. I'm attorney Scott L. Smith. You can reach me at 225-718-5334 and on the web at smithlawfirmla.com.
Louisiana Bar Association, ad filing number LA21-12335. It's Drive Time on Catholic Community Radio. Ignite those phones at 855-341-5199. Or make your online donation at ccradio.help.
Alrighty, and we're back, 17 after the hour on a beautiful Tuesday. Some rain in the forecast. That's unusual, but if we get it, we won't get it for long. It's going to come and go like the wind almost. But what we want you to do in the meantime is give us a call, 855-341-5199, and make a donation. In fact, during the break, we got with Sharon, who is the keeper of the goods, and the 6 books that Scott brought. The first 6 folks who make a donation, doesn't matter how much, the first 6 people who call and make a donation, you'll receive one of his books. So this is the time where you can get an immediate incentive, and there's no limit on it. It could be $1 all the way up to $100 or $1,000. You decide. And Scott, we thank you for that. So the first 6 callers, give us a call. You get one of his books. They're great books. One of them that we're going to talk about right now is the Consecration of St Joseph for Children and Families. Scott, you wrote this in part with Father Don Calloway. Right. And everybody, he's pretty popular as well.
Right.
And in working with him, you guys are working on a new project coming up for Advent.
Right. Yeah. So we have also recently published like a tabletop calendar.
Okay.
It's kind of like an Advent calendar. And there's a little sticker set that kids can do each day of the consecration, like 33. We're wanting to build holier families for the Advent and Christmas season. So we're doing this push for consecration that ends on the Feast of the Holy Family.
Okay.
So we would, we're doing a nationwide tour, booking events and parishes around the country to spur this on. We've got a couple events here in Baton Rouge for the first day of the consecration, which is November 27th.
Okay.
That's at Most Blessed Sacrament and at St. George. And this
on the same day.
On the same day, because that's day one of the consecration. So we'll begin the consecration together, and we want to give families that kind of focused prayer opportunity to make Advent and Christmas a holier, more focused on the Holy Family.
So if I attend, what will I experience?
So I'll give a talk about St. Joseph, kind of how the germ for this whole consecration, why I felt the desire to put it together with Father Donald Calloway, and books will be available, and hopefully those maps, those consecration calendars as well.
That'd be nice, yeah. And so you'll give a talk, and will there be any prayers or mass before or things of that nature? I guess it's up to each church parish. Huh?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is awesome in the context of the Mass to do that first day, and then kind of throughout. We're focusing on parish-wide consecration, so we love it when the parish can involve the consecration during the liturgy. So I think that works out really well.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about something like a consecration, we have new listeners on here all the time tuning in, or maybe non-Catholics, or maybe Catholics who really aren't familiar with what a consecration is.
Right.
What does it take? Does it take too long? What do I have to do? That sounds like a great idea. How do I start? All these questions. So can you kind of dive into the basics of what a consecration is, and specifically this consecration?
Yeah, that is such a good question, because I'll lose sight, of those first principles, right?
Yeah.
So you can think of consecration, especially with St. Joseph, as entrustment, an act of entrustment.
Yeah.
And why should we entrust St. Joseph? Why should we entrust our families to St. Joseph? And the answer is God did, right? To keep the Holy Family safe, and a period of a lot of not safe things happening, he gave them St. Joseph as their protector, to keep them safe from Herod. And the consecration itself is 33 days of prayer, just like the St. Louis de Montfort's consecration, total consecration to Jesus through Mary. 33 days of focused prayer. And I love to see parents leading their children in prayer, family dinner, then family prayer. And my family, when we did, before we had this, right, we had just the original consecration of St. Joseph. I was kind of translating it on the fly for the kids, and there was food flying across the table. It's almost as though we needed a consecration of St. Joseph for children and families. So that's what we did.
So what age group would you recommend when you say, okay, you were at the dinner table? I know that when we were kids, my parents have tried many a times to do, family rosary, and then my brother would fall asleep, or we would complain and be like, when is it done? Because we just weren't old enough to really understand what was going on. As we got older, we did. What age group? Because you have little ones as well.
Right. Yeah. So, and my kids are, well, I don't want any of my kids listening to be upset, but by December 7th, my kids will be 10, 8, 6, 4, and 1. And so maybe apart from that 1-year-old, all those ages are
that's a range.
Are able to grasp this. I think up to maybe 12. What we do is we take what Father Donald Calloway wrote, that great material, and we put it in terms of classic children's stories. Sometimes classic children's movies, like some Disney movies, but I try to stay with the classics.
Yeah.
And some of the young saints, lives of some of the young saints, like St. Dominic Savio, St. Gemma Galgani, St. Therese of Lizia, right? We were just talking about her. All have some just wonderful St. Joseph experiences in their young lives. So we try to translate it for the kids.
I love that. I think that's good. And it shows family traditions at the beginning. So whenever they do get older and start those new family traditions, maybe they can bring this to the forefront again.
Exactly.
Yeah, what do you say? It's 33 days.
Right.
Why 33 days, and what happens if you miss a day or two? What
Yeah,
do you suggest?
because that never happens.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Do
what,
you play catch up on the next day? So fill us in.
that's and usually that's what we do as a family, right? Because that happens. You know, novenas. That's why I like to say novenas with people, because if they don't miss a day, right, and I just latch on to them.
There you go.
Okay.
But yeah, for 33 days, there's a lot of different ideas as to how that came about, because St. Louis de Montfort was the one to really create this 33-day idea.
Okay.
I think the short and easy answer is that it's 33 days for each day of Jesus' life on earth. But Father Chris Alar and some other people, like Father Calloway's brothers, they say that it's one day for each degree of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, in case that has to be unwound.
Gotcha.
So not to get too deep into that for you,
right.
but
We won't go there,
Yeah,
but not today anyway.
I would stick with 3 and 3. You know, those are good Trinitarian numbers.
Yeah, I love the
And-
3.
Yeah.
3's my lucky number.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Right, and each year of Christ's life. So
That's right.
And I mean, 33 days is about a month, and you'll have even sociologists today say if you want to establish a new habit, right, like good prayer time, a month's worth of time is about what it takes to do.
That's true. Well, good. Tell us one of your favorite chapters, or days, I guess is the best way to signify it. Do you have a favorite when you were working on this that just like, boy, this is fun?
Well, I don't know if I love to nerd out on all kinds of sci-fi and children's stories and stuff. One of my favorites is Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
You know, each of the kids in Willy Wonka represents a different vice. So it's a great way to teach children about the deadly sins, right?
Okay.
Vices.
Yeah.
Like Augustus Gloop, right? Eating the top of the microphone. You know, I'm kind of verging into the movie form, but, you know, gluttony, right?
Yeah, gluttony.
You know, greed. You know, there's a lot of greed in that show. But sloth with Mike TV, right? He's watching TV all the time. All right, so we can talk about not only the vices, but which virtues attack those vices.
Yes.
And it's fun because it's a family activity too, because the kids can identify which vices go with which kids, because kids tend to know that story.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it helps it make it real for them, or make it fictional, which makes it real, whatever. So I do love that one, and I want to make sure I give credit to Father Chris Decker, right? Because he was pretty clutch, and he illustrated half this book.
Okay.
All right, so you should get this just to see his awesome illustrations.
Oh, my goodness.
The illustrations by Father Chris Decker, and you wrote along with Father Donald Calloway. So great book for families and children, and it really does hit home. And we appreciate you following up Father Calloway's book for us adults to put this together. Give a phone number out so folks who call in can get this book just by making any donation.
Absolutely, I will. It's 855-341-5199. One more time, 855-341-5199.
And when you make that donation, you're going to get a copy of the Consecration of St Joseph for children and families, but you got to call now. Don't go too far. We're coming back with Drive Time on Catholic Community Radio.
Catholic Art and Gifts, 6184 Florida Boulevard, is a proud sponsor of Catholic Community Radio. Catholic Art and Gifts has sacramental items as well as supplies for church and clergy. Catholic Art and Gifts also stocks the latest books from Catholic authors, plus icons and gifts for all occasions. You will always receive a warm, heartfelt welcome from the staff. Catholic Art and Gifts, 6184 Florida Boulevard, 225-926-1216. On the web at Zieglers.com.
Hi, I'm Father Matthew Dunn. Join me for the Baton Rouge Youth March for Life Benefit Dinner and Silent Auction, or Pro Vita Divine Mercy, Wednesday, November 16th at St. Michael High School. This inspirational night raises scholarships for youth and religious to attend the March for Life in Washington, D.C. This year's keynote speaker is abortion survivor Dustin Bertrand. So join us for the Pro Vita Divine Mercy Dinner. For tickets, visit youthmarchforlife.org.
Halloween is right around the corner, and the Heavenly Donut now has spooky Halloween king cakes made fresh daily. These Halloween king cakes are great to boo your child's teacher, your business associates, friends, and family. The Heavenly Donut spooky Halloween king cake comes in plain, Bavarian cream, cinnamon, and chocolate. Remember, there's boudin kolache trays too that will put a smile on any witch's face. The Heavenly Donut, I-10 and Highland Road, Baton Rouge.
A soiree of art and beauty. Come and appreciate the beautiful, faith-inspiring works of local Catholic artists from all across South Louisiana. You'll enjoy a delicious dinner and drinks while listening to live music by local classical musicians. Plus, there will be a sacred art auction and much more. A soiree of art and beauty, Thursday, November 3rd, from 6:30 to 9 p.m. at Notre Dame Seminary. Presented by the St. Louis 9 Art Society. For more information about sponsorships and tickets, go to sl9art.com. Come join the St. Louis 9 Art Society for their inaugural fundraiser, A Soiree of Art and Beauty. Thursday, November 3rd at Notre Dame Seminary in New Orleans. This year's guest of honor is Archbishop Gregory Amond. That's sl9art.com.
Hi, I'm Patrick Shane, part of the 5th generation of Jacob Shane and Son Funeral Home, and we're proud supporters of Catholic Community Radio. I grew up on the lakefront, went to St. Francis Cabrini and Brother Martin. Now I head up my family's funeral business. Catholic families and clergy trust us to care for their loved ones according to traditions they live by and love. Come visit us in our historic home on Canal Street across from Mandina's, or call us at 504-482-2111. That's 504-482-2111.
Create a place for prayer in your home with Corda candles. Inspired by St. Michael, Our Lady of Guadalupe, and more. These Catholic candles are handcrafted with all-natural coconut wax and have custom scents connected to saints and the faith. Bring the light of the saints to your domestic church. Visit cordacandles.com. CORDA candles.com.
True Blue Water is a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio. True Blue Water serves East and West Baton Rouge, Livingston, Ascension, and Iberville parishes, delivering artesian, fluoride, and filtered water to your home or work. Remember the spelling of True Blue, T-R-U-B-L-U-E, True Blue Water. For information, visit True Blue Water online at trubluewater.com or 225-313-1299.
It's Drive Time on Catholic Community Radio. Ignite those phones at 855-341-5199. Or make your online donation at ccradio.help.
All righty. We are back with Drive Time. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're enjoying our conversation with Scott Smith. He is a local attorney and, more importantly, an all-around good guy, author of The Consecration of St Joseph for Children and Families, as well as a number of other books. And, Scott, you are pretty active with the Men of Immaculata. Mm-hmm. That has really taken fire. Yeah. And it all started a number of years ago, so men could have a reason to gather as men, Catholic men in particular, and realize the importance of them as leaders, like St. Joseph, as you were talking about, for their families, and spiritual leaders in general for their communities and their families. Share with us a little bit about where the Men of Immaculata are at this point, and where is it going at, and how has it impacted our community?
Sure, yeah. So we have our next men's conference set for February 25th, 2023.
Okay.
That we always try and do that first Saturday in Lent, so we can really start Lent strong,
Mm-hmm.
and start
Good.
Lent strong
Yeah.
as men and sacrifice and for our families. So this year, and actually for the next 3 years, we're focusing on, as the bishop directed us, on the Eucharist.
That's right.
So we're focusing on, reverence in the Eucharist. Hopefully, it looks like the bishop's going to lead us in a Eucharistic procession.
Oh, cool.
During the conference. So
Wow.
We were talking about that with the Knights of Columbus. They are doing that this year and for the years ahead.
Good.
Yes, it's because so many Catholics don't even know what that means or what it represents.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad to hear that. I was at the Catholic Community Radio table for the last men's conference, and I brought my husband with me because he loves the Kansas City Chiefs, so he wanted to see Butker. And we've been to many retreats. He loved it. He loved the men's conference, and we're talking about going back next year for the table, and how I get to see like everything going around. It was just so impressive. It just was stuff that men are looking for, I think, faith-wise, that isn't so cheesy. Like it's stuff that they want. And to hear him say that he really liked it, so that really was a check mark on that box right there.
Awesome.
So highly recommend.
And we do have some pretty awesome things, like awesome speakers. Chef John Foles cooks for us, but we really just focus on the simple beauties and treasures of our faith, right? We have Mass. We have Mass together, right? Bishop, it was heartwarming because Bishop Duca, when all the men responded in the Mass, right? I don't know, it wasn't the Confiteor, but early on, we had that acclamation. He was like, "Whoa!"
It's powerful, but it's powerful when they all respond and they're into it.
Yeah.
And you know what else I think is critical is confession.
Yeah.
So many men don't have the opportunity or don't think about going, and they should. We all should on a regular basis, but at least you have it throughout the entire conference.
And it's that gospel passage of the paralytic, right? You're surrounded by men at this conference that can hold you accountable to going to confession, that can bring that man through the roof, right? And sing the rosary together, having all those men's voices saying the rosary together, because unfortunately that's one thing we've been lacking for the last couple decades, is that and we love our women, we love our mothers, and they have kept the church alive for us, but laymen have kind of taken a back seat.
Yeah.
Speaking of drive time. And we need to take our role as leaders of the family.
We do, and we need to start standing back up for, I call it men's rights, because we've taken a back seat. We've allowed just society to dictate how we're supposed to act and be. I still have no problem opening a door for a woman. I think it's good, yet I hear it can be chauvinistic. I'm going, how crazy are y'all with this?
And
but that's just a simple gesture of being polite. That's how we were raised.
I like it. I don't have to touch the door handle.
Well, see, that's throwing the COVID thing and the germ thing in it. But okay.
But I appreciate the gesture. I really do. As a woman, I appreciate the gesture.
Right, or ladies first. Whatever happened to that?
Yeah, ladies and children first.
Yeah.
We forget. We lose this opportunity to be Christ-like. Right, to be uniquely male in our spirituality, to offer our bodies and ourselves for our children, for our family's holiness, fasting, praying, leading in prayer. I mean, these are things that the apostles used to spread, to evangelize, and I don't know why we dropped that ball, but it's time to pick up the ball.
Right. So, what are some of the elements that you cover for dads, at least? And I don't want to just focus on men, because this is about families.
Yeah.
But since this segment we're talking about fathers being leaders and good spiritual representatives of their families and take control again, what do you touch on in your book?
Well, the secret sauce for this book is that it's written for children to understand, but a lot of us are children in the faith.
Okay.
Right? And there has been a major gap in catechesis. So fathers, we try to put everything off on youth ministers, but it's got to come from the family.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? So while the family is praying together, they're also learning together in a way that it's not humiliating for the parents to acknowledge that maybe they need to learn something, but they're also giving the opportunity to teach it. So that's kind of the secret sauce. In my own life, the fathers in my family, my dad, my granddad, my grandpa, they were all good men, really good men, but they were not religious men. And it's ironic, it's strange. I was actually confirmation sponsor for my dad and granddad.
Really? Wow. That's odd.
To show you how they came to the faith later on.
Yes.
The kind of late bloomers.
Yeah.
And so what we're trying to do with this is not having more late bloomers.
So how did you wind up being that leader of sorts? Or let's put it better, an example for them even. What happened? Where did your transformation or conversion take place?
Well, it was easy for me because all I had to do was almost die. And that's what converted my father, because in high school my appendix ruptured and they didn't catch it for a couple weeks.
What?
They actually sent me home from the hospital after a week with a ruptured appendix. And so it was a
we
miracle
won't
that I
name that
survived.
hospital, by the way.
Yeah, that's in Oklahoma, so don't worry about that.
Damon's like, never mind, we'll name it.
So my dad, he promised God that if God got us out of this, that he would convert to Catholicism.
Wow.
And so he made good on his word. He went through RCIA. And let me just say, thank God he did, that he had access to confession, because things had happened in his life that we became aware of within the next couple of years. That was crucial that he confessed, because he also died just a few years later.
Wow.
So it's just a very impactful time, and I'm trying to, help other fathers.
Yeah, and you are lucky you didn't die.
Yeah,
and God had a purpose for you.
Scott's like, yeah, I was so lucky.
Yeah,
We're just glad you're here.
How old were you at that time?
I was a senior in high school, so I missed, most of my senior year.
You really weren't that old when your dad converted and became...
Right, and then he died 3 years later. So
Jiminy crickets.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful. And just to see just where you are now in the faith, but also to help and just to open up about that. Just before you joined us, we had Christian Supreme and Deacon Ricky with such a powerful story of addiction and vulnerability and hitting rock bottom multiple times, but finding that freedom in Christ and radiating that throughout the community and around people that he knows. So I did get a message that we have 2 books gone.
Awesome. Okay.
So 2 more to go for the consecration.
Yeah, we've
right?
got,
Yes.
so that means we've got 4 more books available.
4 left, sorry.
4
yes.
left, and here's a number to call. Doesn't matter how much the donation is, okay? You're going to get a book if you're one of the next 4 callers at this number that Scott's going to give to you.
855-341-5199. Again, that's 855-341-5199.
Or they can go to
ccradio.help. Just open a tab. It's safe, it's secure, and you can donate safely online at that website, ccradio.help. Let's talk about the coffee club real quick. So when you join the coffee club during drive time, which is $1 a day, equals to $30 a month, you will get a River Road Coffee's bag of grounds or K-Cups. Please let us know which one you'd like. 1 Catholic Community Radio travel tumbler and 1 ceramic mug, a copy of Beautiful Hope, and a signed print of Jacob Sumo's Our Lady of Prompt Succor. So call today, 855-341-5199 or ccradio.help. More with Scott Smith, Damian Collado, and myself. When we come back from the break, you're listening to Drive Time.
I am Malosson with River Road Coffees. We're proud to support Catholic Community Radio across the Gulf South. Our coffee wakes up the staff every morning and keeps them going throughout the day so they can deliver the freshest Catholic content and news to you. You'll also find us at many Catholic Community Radio events. River Road Coffees at your local grocer or visit riverroadcoffees.com for home delivery.
Hello, this is Gordon Stevens with the Steamboat Natchez and Riverboat City of New Orleans. Come on down and take a Mississippi River cruise with us and enjoy delicious, freshly prepared lunch, dinner, drinks, and jazz music by the Steamboat Stompers and the Dukes of Dixieland. Did you know that our boats have been blessed by many priests of our archdiocese, including Archbishops Hannon, Schulte, Hughes, and Gregory Amon, and also by Father Joseph Doyle, Father Tim Hedrick, and my uncle, Father Paul Schott. SteamboatNatchez.com, 504-586-8777.
North Shore Toyota in Covington is pleased to underwrite programming on Catholic Community Radio. North Shore Toyota carries the full line of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs, including Camry, Corolla, and Tundra, Tacoma, RAV4, and 4Runner. Online at NorthshoreToyota.com. They also have pre-owned and certified vehicles. Visit North Shore Toyota today. I-12 at the 190 Service Road in Covington, next to Piccadilly, and NorthshoreToyota.com.
This is Franciscan Father Greg Friedman for the Catholic Communication Campaign with a message about faithful citizenship. When I go to vote on Election Day, I'm often given an informational flyer urging me to vote a straight ticket or party line. But for Catholics, voting according to our values is more complex. The Scriptures and church teaching provide the framework for choosing what is true and good. The document Forming Consciences for Faithful Citizenship from the U.S. Bishops is a guide to Catholic political responsibility. It's not a voter's scorecard of issues, nor is it meant to make Catholics single-issue voters. Instead, the bishops teach that a commitment to the dignity of human life and protecting human dignity is our highest priority. They offer a guide to help us form our consciences with principles which can inform our choices at the ballot box. For more, go to faithfulcitizenship.org.
This is Dr. Gary Levy at Lakeview Veterinary Hospital in New Orleans. As stewards of God's four-legged creation, we at Lakeview Veterinary Hospital are proud to support Catholic radio. I grew up in Lakeview and attended Christian Brothers, De La Salle, and Loyola. My love and respect for all God's creatures led to my 40-year veterinary career here in the shadow of St. Dominic's Church. Lakeview Veterinary Hospital on Memphis Street behind Starbucks on Harrison Avenue. 504-482-2173 or lakeviewvet.com.
Programming on WQNO is brought to you through the generous financial support of Charles and Kathleen Cusimano.
This is Mark Rohde. My wife Sharon and I are pleased to be supporters of Catholic Community Radio.
We are also grateful for the underwriting funding of Dr. Michael and Judy Girlando. Catholic Community Radio is thankful for your prayerful and financial contributions. This is a Papal Minute.
By far the worst century for the papal office was the 10th. It began with the death of Pope Formosus and the infamous Synod of the Cadaver. Here, the disinterred body of Pope Formosus was dressed in papal robes and tried by his successor Stephen VI for various offenses. He was found guilty, stripped of his vestments, and his body thrown in the Tiber. In the next 100 years, there would be 27 popes, 2 of whom were deposed and then returned to their office, and 1 anti-pope. 9 of these 27 popes died violently. Several were imprisoned by rivals, and 4 popes were believed to have been murdered. It was a time of chaos unrivaled by any other period in all of papal history. This has been a Papal Minute.
Hi, this is Chef Tony Montalbano from Two Tony's Restaurant in the historic West End area of Lakeview. I'm a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio. I'd like to welcome you personally to enjoy my family's restaurant and enjoy some of the Creole Italian dishes that have been in my family for generations, like our great local Gulf seafood, house-made soups and sauces, or one of our Sicilian marinara favorites. That's Two Tony's Restaurant out in the West End area, 8536 Pontchartrain Boulevard, where Pontchartrain Boulevard meets the lake, 282-0801.
It's Drive Time on Catholic Community Radio. Ignite those phones at 855-341-5199. Or make your online donation at ccradio.help.
Hello there. I just want to let you know there are 3 books left, okay? So books are going, the courtesy of Scott L. Smith joining us in the studio here on this Drive Time Wednesday. By the way, because everything is available on your iPhone these days or on the internet, isn't it nice to know that people still like to pick up a paper book and read it?
There is hope for humanity.
It's the hardest thing for me to do is to read on whether it's my phone, iPad, computer screen.
No.
I cannot stay focused. I have to have a book.
Me too.
I don't know if it's old school or not, but a lot of people are that way, though.
My wife was telling me, I think it was St. Therese of Avila, that when she would go to prayer, she just needed to have a book with her. And whatever demons or distractions would be put at bay just by the fact that she was still holding her book and like, hey, watch out, I'm going to read this.
So we have 3 books left.
Okay.
That's where we are right now. So, Scott, if you want to explain one more time what you're doing, and then give us the phone number.
Absolutely. So to begin with, the phone number, 855-341-5199, 855-341-5199. I brought 3 copies, I brought 3 copies of Consecration of St Joseph for Children and Families, and I also brought the Total Consecration to Jesus through Mary. This is, St. Louis de Montfort wrote this hundreds of years ago, and as much as we appreciate older language, I put in kind of more easy to understand language for people that may have not experienced that before. So it's easier to read. And this is a translation that Hallow used for their Marian consecration that they just completed. Pray the Rosary of John Paul II. This is his homilies that he made while in the Holy Land at the sites of all the mysteries of the Rosary. So it's like he was waiting for somebody to just put these together. So I can't take credit for this. I'm just putting his words in one place for you to read while you pray the Rosary.
Pray the Rosary, yeah.
Which this month of the Rosary,
Yep.
Our Lady of Victory, and John Paul II's feast day coming up.
Awesome.
And last but not least, Story of a Soul, the autobiography of Saint Therese.
Right, Therese of Lizia. And I put some of the photographs that her sister took of her when she was entering the convent.
Oh, really?
There's one of the coolest meta images of a saint is a saint in cosplay of another saint.
No way.
So there's a picture of Saint Therese dressed up as Saint Joan of Arc. So it's
That's
just
so cool.
Wow.
Well, hey,
Cool
she wasn't a
saint.
saint yet at the time,
Right.
probably. So even though she was saintly. Hey, well, let's focus on Therese. She is very popular. Her feast day was October 1st. I don't know if you were participating in the novena to St. Therese. I know I was, and as well as our family.
we were late to the game, so we just finished it.
Okay.
I did on the flip side of
You
things.
did. So you did the backside. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Okay. And but share with our listeners the beauty and simplicity of Saint Therese.
Yeah, and it's wonderful because Mother Teresa's feast day, is close in proximity, and on the day we went to the Mass of the Roses, and was it Covington or Mandeville?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
At the Carmelite Monastery there, and way back, the Missionaries of Charity, Mother Teresa's nuns,
Right.
had some food that they saved for me and my homestead, right? For the pigs and chickens, so we got to see all the Teresas that day.
Aww.
And it's remarkable, just the very simple things, right? We do a thing. Well, I can't take. My wife is the genesis of so much of these books and everything. She does this a program with our kids. Do small things with great love. Each day we kind of try to review what we did. But that's the spirituality of Saint Therese, the little flower.
Yeah.
Right. That there are great big flowers out there, great oaks, but God numbers each of them, right? And he can be just even a little flower, right? Adorned in the crown of Mary or the crown of Christ, and that is plenty, and that is good, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. It is. And, we try sometimes hard to, the old saying, you make a mountain out of a molehill. Yeah, you know, I grew up hearing that. You never heard that?
I don't even know what that says.
Oh.
You gotta explain it to me.
Well, whether it's negative or positive, it's like you make something. You work too hard sometimes and overdo it to try to make an impact or an impression on someone. When if you just keep things simple, the impact could actually be greater than all the effort and hard work you put in. Yeah. You know, to make yourself or something bigger than what it really needs to be.
And, you know, that kind of goes back to men's conference. Look, if we just bring men to the rosary, bring men to the Mass and confession, that's a recipe for success. Mm-hmm. We don't need to make things overly complicated. Mm-hmm. I definitely tend towards making things overly complicated. You know, I can't just have a thought. I have to write a whole book. Right.
Yeah.
So how do you bring your spiritual life into the world of law, being an attorney? To me, that's got to be difficult, you know, because law can be nuts in today's world. Yeah. And how do you keep your spiritual faith moving without second guessing yourself all the time about, hey, is this what God really wants, you know, or is interpreted in the law? Because sure seems to get misconstrued pretty easily out there.
Yeah, and it's tough because you go down that, not talking about molehill, but a rabbit hole.
That's a different hole.
You know, of the law, and you can be asking for a lot of things that maybe aren't just, you know, like in personal injury cases. And in terms of litigation, if I really feel impassioned on behalf of my clients, well, then that is a great experience, right? Because you can let loose in righteous indignation, you know, and I think that's awesome. But really, what I do most is estate planning. And the idea there is not to make families want materialism, you know, we're trying to keep families together when loved ones pass away. Good. Right? Not make them fight over what remains. Okay, but be grateful for what was. And, you know, it's interesting, hopefully this isn't a tangent, that we don't, what we conceive of for last will and testament is often not what we do anymore. Like it used to be like a reading, or, you know, on Murder, She Wrote, you'd see like they'd read the will on videotape or something.
Well, they don't do that anymore?
No, they don't. It's pretty much just legalese, and there's no statement like with Jacob. Yeah. Right? You know, blessings for his sons. So what I encourage people to do is write a letter to their family, you know, offering like, Timmy, you know how you have that one vice you need to work, you know, blessings.
I thought that's kind of how it was. And to Robert, we leave X because, hey, you did such a great job of, you don't get all the details.
Oftentimes that is forgotten, and the whole like giving final words of advice for your family to cherish forever is not part of it.
It's like when Dumbledore left all those gifts for Harry, Ron, and Hermione. There were gifts, but there was meaning behind each gift. He knew what he was doing.
The Ministry of Magic.
Know what you're talking about.
Ministry of Magic had to read out the letter that he wrote.
Like Harry Potter or something?
Yeah, that's what he did.
With those names, that's the only guess I can make.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we have run out of time with you, Scott. But we're so grateful.
Yeah, he's such a pleasure to have as a guest, but more importantly as a friend. And we appreciate you being a good friend and underwriter to Catholic Community Radio. Keep up your great work, too.
Yes.
Man. You got great writing skills.
I just enjoy my time with y'all. Thanks for letting me share the morning with you and everyone else listening.
Yes, definitely. Well, Damien's going to be with Dr. Tina Holland, president of Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady University, also known as FranU, and Tyler Trahan. He is with the Franciscan Experience. They will be on for the last hour of day 2 of Drive Time. So stay with us. 855-341-5199 is the number you can call, or ccradio.help. Stay with us. You're listening to Drive Time on Catholic Community Radio.
Patio Drugs at 5208 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie is a proud sponsor of Catholic Community Radio. Patio Drugs opened in 1958 and is the oldest independent pharmacy in Jefferson Parish. Patio Drugs has a knowledgeable and caring staff with free area delivery. Patio Drugs, a quality pharmacy supporting quality Catholic radio. Patio Drugs, 504-889-7070. On the web at patiodrugs.com.
Capstone Insurance says thanks to our valued customers and friends and is proud to support Catholic Community Radio. Capstone Insurance is a Louisiana-based independent property and casualty agency. Capstone helps individuals and businesses obtain tailored, comprehensive insurance policies to fit their needs. The family at Capstone Insurance is a great advocate for our clients. On the web at capstoneinsure.com. That's capstoneinsure.com.
I'm Yubi Muley, Muley's Religious and Office Supply, David Drive, Metairie, and I listen to Catholic Radio. My wife Kay and I founded Muley's over 45 years ago, also known as Muley's Books and Gifts, home to the Medjugorje Star newsletter. Just like Catholic Radio, mom and pop brick and mortar religious stores need your support. We feel religious stores plant the seed of faith for many on their spiritual journey. Thank you for shopping locally and supporting small business. Praise be, Jesus and Mary.
Hi, this is Peter Finney, and this is your Clarion Herald Minute. It was a touching moment at the ribbon cutting for Second Harvest Food Bank's extensively renovated headquarters. Second Harvest President Natalie Jaro and her husband Ken embraced in front of a wall-sized portrait of the late Archbishop Hannon, who founded Second Harvest 40 years ago. The October 15th issue explains how Second Harvest will expand its ministry. Cardinal Peter Turkson came from the Vatican to New Orleans for a symposium on the vocation of the Catholic business leader. Cardinal Turkson says business leaders are co-creators with God and have a responsibility far beyond the bottom line. In Kids Clarion, St. Peter Parish in Covington holds a special Eucharistic procession that takes Jesus to the streets, to the classrooms, and to the church. And our bridal registry section has tips for those preparing for marriage. Pick up the Clarion Herald at church this weekend or check out our e-edition at clarionherald.org.
Robert's Fresh Market is a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio. Our 5 locations are open daily, serving Metairie, Marigny, Lakeview, Uptown, and Baton Rouge. We're proud to be your local family-owned and operated neighborhood grocery, serving fresh produce, meats, catering favorites, and much more with friendly service. And don't forget to check out our hot food and salad bars. RobertsFreshMarket.com to view our weekly specials or online for curbside pickup or delivery.
Hi, this is Vince Liberto, and I'm happy to report that my man David Tasso at Ferret Realty will help you find a home that is perfect for you. A proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio, David Tasso knows the greater New Orleans area. He can help out with all your real estate needs, no matter where you are. David Tasso can be reached at 504-621-3283. That's 504-621-3283. Or see him at his office at 1215 Britannia Street, just off St. Charles, and ferretrealty.com.
Get better sleep with a new mattress from Baton Rouge Mattress Outlet, a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio, providing a selection of brand name mattresses, adjustable bed frames, and Maloof pillows and sheets. Baton Rouge Mattress Outlet, 225-930-5779, 4065 Florida Boulevard, and Jefferson at Housatoo Road. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday, noon to 4 on Sundays. See Mitch and the gang at Baton Rouge Mattress Outlet.
It's drive time.
690 AM, WQNO, New Orleans, K268DR 101.5, Chalmette, 1380 WBYR 105.9, K286CS 105.1, Baton Rouge.
ccradio.help.
You know what time it is. It's time to celebrate our faith, our churches, our priests, as together we evangelize from our home and around the world.
It's drive time.
Drive time. Pledge any amount by calling
855-341-5199.
Donate online at ccradio.help. Become a Coffee Club member at joincoffeeclub.com. Or you can download our free app and donate that way.
It's drive time.
And you're along for a faith-filled ride. Let's go live to our studios on Drive Time.
Oh, yes. Here we are. We're wrapping up day 2 of 3 Drive Time here on Catholic Community Radio. I am Jeff Blackwell with you here at the top of the hour. If you're wondering where Father John Ricardo is, fear not, he'll be back Friday. We're just interrupting programming here for 3 days this week to ask for your help. We're appealing to you to financially help us, and we're definitely grateful for your prayerful support, without a doubt. We want to say that Sharon, by the way, has just stepped in. Sharon is behind the scenes. She helps out with all the paperwork that needs to be done whenever someone calls in or goes online to make a donation. And then if we have any giveaway items or incentives, she makes sure that the proper people get the proper item, that sort of thing. So she's been bringing me paper here for the last couple of days. And here's one she brought